and gentlemen, welcome to the Tough Love Podcast. I am yours truly, Mario J. We have a phenomenal show for you guys tonight. Listen, I had to bring in some ringers on this because we have a conversation that a lot of people don't tend to have out loud. So I had to bring in some people that I know would give a great perspective. Go ahead and hit that share. Go ahead and hit that like button, and let's have this conversation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to allow these gentlemen to introduce themselves, and then we're going to play a little video to provide some perspective for you all. But listen, it's Sunday. Y'all all from church. Some of y'all don't even go to church. Some of y'all ain't got no job. I'm just saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow these gentlemen to go ahead and introduce themselves. So y'all go ahead and grab your popcorn, grab your wine, and let's rock out. Go ahead, Kareem.
I'm Kareem Rich. I have the Rich Conversation Place. I sell cars as well. Follow me at Kareem Rich on everything.
No doubt, no doubt. King, what's up, man? Talk to me.
I am King Robert Washington, and I am known as the official Urban Third. I am on all platforms.
Okay, Trey, talk to me, dog.
What's going on, sir? I'm Money Boy Trey. It's Money Boy, one word, TR3Y on all platforms. Go check me out.
I don't know. Blake, you there?
Yeah, man.
Talk to me, Blake. You got do you have a podcast or anywhere you want people to know to follow you at?
No, not yet. I'm your resident dirty white boy. I don't have a YouTube channel, but my name, Barber Pole. I'm thinking about making that my YouTube channel name. I'm just your average everyday guy, except for when it comes to the military.
Okay, cool. Last but not least, the man with the plan. I call him Superstar, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead, brother. The movie man, you know what I'm talking about.
What's up, big brother? I was just making sure it's a bunch of superstars on here.
No doubt.
Hey, man, what's happening, man? Let's speak on the Duke, man. You know, that's my acting name. Y'all can catch me in Love and Drugs 2 on all streaming platforms. It's the #1 urban movie on Tubi right now. Speak on the Duke, speak on the _Duke on all platforms, man. Look me up, man. We gonna cut up, man. Appreciate you for having me, bro.
No doubt. First of all, let me get this out the way. I appreciate all these gentlemen coming to the Tough Love Podcast to rock with me to this little platform. I hope that you guys go like and share and subscribe to these guys' channels. Follow them guys on their social media platforms and support those guys. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video right now, get a little perspective going on. We're going to rock out like that, man. We're going to rock out like that. Let's get this narrative. So this narrative right now is a little girl telling her parents for the first time that she is pregnant. So we're going to listen to her real quick.
How I found out I was pregnant and how my parents found out. So we're going to get straight up into the video. So I guess we're going to start off from how I met my baby daddy. And he's my boyfriend, we're still together. We met in 6th grade.
Do me a favor, mute your mics.
I know, I'm sorry. I got pregnant way too early. I'm sorry, I know I got pregnant way too early, but stuff happens, okay? I'm sorry. And I mean, I think that's all I gotta say about my boyfriend. I lost my virginity to him. We never used no protection or none of that, so we kinda had it coming our way. I don't know. I mean, you know, I didn't think I was gonna get pregnant, but I did. It was May 2019 was the last time I got my period. It was June 2019 and my period was supposed to come. I was having period like cramps, so I was like, oh, okay, you know, my period's about to come. It's coming, that's not getting cramps. But it was like about 2 weeks that I was having cramps and I was not getting my period. So I thought that was weird. I decided to switch it up, and pregnancy was the first thing that came up. I didn't think much of it. I just told my boyfriend, and I just let my boyfriend know. But on July 19th, he came over and he brought me pregnancy tests, 2 of them. I took both of them, and both of them came out positive. Um, I had like a blank expression on my face. I had no feelings. I didn't think of anything. I was just like blank, you know. Wait, I'm gonna get a water bottle. I'm thirsty.
She thirsty talking about this shit.
So I had a blank expression on my face.
That's my audio. I'm good.
I really wasn't thinking of nothing. I was just thinking
I can hear you,
about
bro.
my parents, what I was gonna do with my parents. Cause I knew, you know, like every parent tells you they would do this and this if you get pregnant. My mom, by the way, my mom, she did tell me, you know, to protect myself, cause she knew I had a boyfriend. She didn't want me having no boyfriend, but she said she'd rather know than to me hide it from her. So she knew I had a boyfriend. She didn't know that I was having sex though. She would always have my iPhone location on, and I always took it off when I went to my boyfriend's house. So it was not my mom's fault. My mom always tried to teach me right. I didn't think of the consequences, I guess, but
Her mama
everything's
ain't
like fine
shit.
now. And
Wow.
we're all happy, so that doesn't really matter no more. But yeah, I
We got about 2 more minutes of the video.
My boyfriend, on the other hand, he told me he was happy. We have been together for
Echo.
like
Yeah, I hear the
almost
echo.
a
Huh?
year and a half when we found out that I was pregnant. I kept my pregnancy to myself. I kind of didn't really want no one to know. I didn't even tell my parents. I didn't tell nobody. My boyfriend was the only person who knew for like a good minute. I didn't really get morning sickness. I probably like puked a couple of times, and then there was one time where I had vomited and my mom had like noticed that, because I was like sitting at the table and I went to go puke in the restroom, and my mom had like, you know, seen it because I had left the restroom door open, and because I ran from the living room to the restroom. She had noticed that, and then she had told my dad. And then that's when my dad, the next day I think he came home because he was at work. My dad came home and he had asked me, have you been having, you know, sexual intercourse with your boyfriend? And I was like, no. And he said, when is your period supposed to come? Because this was like in late August, and I hadn't gotten my period in like 2 months, almost 3. And I was always really open about my period to my mom. I would always tell her when I would get it.
This is making me cringe.
My mom had told my dad that I haven't gotten my period in a while.
We gonna get into
told
it.
My dad that she noticed that I had vomited, and then he asked me if I was lying, and of course I said no, because why would I admit to that? But he said, okay, we're gonna go buy a pregnancy test, and you're gonna take it when we come back. And bro, I was shitting bricks, bro. I was fucking scared. I was like, fuck, you know, like they're gonna find out, because I already had found out by myself. And I was time for my parents to find out. I had texted my boyfriend. I let him know what they would. I had texted my boyfriend. I had let him know what my parents had just told me. Like at that moment, I texted him. I could probably find some screenshots and like put it in. I can also put like a picture of the pregnancy test. It's like right here. The one I took on July 19th. This is the picture of it. So I had let my boyfriend know. I had also let my cousin know. You know, she gave me advice on it. The whole time my parents were gone to the store, I was on the phone with my boyfriend the whole time. I was really fucking scared. Then my parents had came home, and then the first thing they said when they got home is, you know what to do. So my mom had actually came into the restroom with me, so I couldn't like, you know, put water in it. Like she actually made me pee like in front of her, so she knew I was not lying about the test. And then she was telling me a couple of things in the restroom, you know. I already forgot, but she was just, you know, telling me things. I told her I had to poop. I didn't, but I told her I had to poop. So she left, and I stayed in the restroom for a couple more minutes. I walked out, and my mom was crying. My dad was mad. And they had told me, sorry, because I'm really emotional. But, you know, my mom, she also got pregnant at 13, and she had her first baby at 14 too. So, you know, she wasn't mad because she went through it too. Why
And that's where I'm gonna stop it at right there.
angry?
That's where I'm
Wow.
gonna stop it at right there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just tuning in, okay, forget who podcast this is. Forget it. I want you to look at these gentlemen on the screen right now. We are going to have an intimate conversation. These gentlemen represent all types of backgrounds, all type of experience, great nationalities. We're going to bring everything to this panel right here and have an in-depth conversation. I need you to like, I need you to share, I need you to bring your family, your friends, the people you don't like. I want them to be here right now. Okay, it's only fair that the people that just joined also tell you a little bit about them and where they're from. So I'm gonna give it up to my man Keys. I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about him, what he represents, and then we're gonna get straight into this conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy Keys, man. I represent MHN, man. Hell Now Podcast, man. 20,000 followers, 1,500 to the small page. You know, we talk about anything and everything. On one half of the co-host. My boy Blair, not in the building today, but I'll be repping.
No doubt, no doubt. Shout out to the Man Hell No Podcast. I think I got everybody else, man. Let me make sure I got everybody on the panel. Hold on, my bad. I almost forgot Blake. Okay, I think we good now. Okay, so gentlemen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start this out real simple. You know, whoever wants to jump on this can jump on this or whatever. I'm gonna read the question for you guys. So a lot of people don't sound good reading out loud. So let me do my thing, okay? Okay. Do you think the stoppage and prevention of teen pregnancy is highlighted in your current community? What do you think about that?
I'll go first, gentlemen. First of all, wow. And I don't think that it's you know, a major piece of education in our culture, in our community. It's one of those, you know, really honestly, I feel like some of these females, it'd be a badge of honor sometimes to get pregnant so young, you know what I mean? But just to answer the question and let somebody else speak on it, no, I don't think it's emphasized.
Okay. Anybody, y'all just jump in there, man.
Hey, listen, man, I've never seen anything recently about this issue in my community at all. I don't see anything in my kids' schools to say anything or talk about it. I don't see anything on Facebook. I don't see anything on ads. I don't see anything to highlight any of this information on a regular basis to let kids know about pregnancy, teen pregnancy, any of that prevention at all.
Yeah, he's right. It's not highlighted at all. We refuse to talk about it. We see it, but we don't talk about it. Like you can go on YouTube and find several teen moms with channels with thousands of subscribers.
Facts.
Well, Jimmy,
and I hate that again.
Yeah, Jimmy, I'm beg to differ.
I do see where it's advertised.
Whoever just
on
came
MTV
in, cut
about
it off
teen
on what you're
pregnancy.
watching it back on.
Go ahead, King. Say something.
Oh, my bad. Yep, I beg to differ, gentlemen, because you have social media platforms like BET educate about this all the time about teen pregnancy and prevention, and they do talk about this in the education system as well.
That's one channel.
Yeah, I you know, I can respectfully disagree. I mean, you know, BET is probably one of the most encouraging channels of preteen pregnancy and whatnot, man. I mean, from these examples that they give on their shows, and I mean, because it's BET, it's our culture. But at the end of the day, you know, BET is one of the biggest ones that, you know, don't hone in on the Black community and some of these issues that we talk about.
Okay. Well, just to give my little tidbit, I totally agree. Somebody's mic is on, like somebody's volume is on. So do me a favor, mute your mic if you're not talking. Like if you're not the person talking, just mute your mic. Still happening.
Hold on, I'm trying. Somehow this chat shit is blocking me from touching anything. I might have to leave out and come back in.
Okay, do that. Because I really want this message to be clear and not with a whole lot of static and stuff. I think that's what it was. I think it was Money Boy. But the fact of the matter is, I totally agree with you, gentlemen. I don't think that is emphasized enough in regards to the stoppage or the prevention, especially in our school systems. And I'm going to be honest with you. I believe it's even further than that. I think it's in our homes too. I don't think parents are having that conversation with their children because it's an uncomfortable conversation. Nobody wants to think about their daughter or their son having sex, being in a vulnerable position. We do, of course, we know that they're influenced by other things that's sexually or explicit, but we don't want to be like, well, let me talk to you about doggy style. Let me talk to you about this. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about coconut.
Go ahead, baby girl. Have a seat.
Nobody wants to get into that, man. But I'm going to keep this thing rolling because I want to make sure we get through these questions. And I think that you guys are pretty much the perfect gentleman to have this conversation with. So let me post this next question with you guys.
Yeah. No, I mean, while you're doing that, man, just to piggyback off of you, man, I definitely agree with what you're saying. And you know what? It goes further than that. Let's not take it to the home. Let's take it to the disadvantages of economy and finances between the Black community and the white community. I mean, the Black community, I mean, guess what? Mom and dad got to go to work 9-10 hours a day.
No doubt.
It's 4 or 5 hours of freedom for mom and dad to get home. I'm wilding out before I wash dishes and whatnot before they get to the house. Like, if the pandemic didn't teach anybody anything, is how much time have you been spending with your kids to keep an eye on them? You feel me? Like, doesn't it feel good? And this is the reason why. And you know me, Mario. This is the reason why finances is so important, credit is so important, and building generational wealth, you know, and reach one, teach one type of deal, you know, so we can all get to that point where we got weekends and 3 to 4 days off. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we got more time. We working a 9 to 5 instead of a 9 to 9.
No doubt. Let me get to it. That was a perfect point. Let me get to this right quick.
Hey,
go ahead. Yeah.
Wayne.
I think constraining this is probably the thing to do. There's influences in kids and families and stuff like that. But as far as knowledge and biology, this whole thing goes, I don't think that there's kids out there who don't know that sex equals pregnancy eventually. There's all sorts of reasons psychologically. Kids, you know, in behavior and then even want to have children. Mm-hmm. Has anything to do with money necessarily. I don't think that's the primary, and I certainly don't think racial.
Okay, good point. Next question is how do you know when your child is age appropriate?
If you don't think
about sex,
you don't think that there's.
Oh, I think he's making a good point. He's breaking up though.
I think you're breaking up, brother. Yeah, he fell off. But let's tackle this next one. How do you know when your child is age appropriate to talk about sex?
Now there's a lag.
Man, you know, just to kind of jump out there, fellas. Man, you know what? I think it just depends on your child. I mean, really, because
when they tell you they're ready.
Yeah, you know, it's like you can look at them. You know, if they're a popular kid in school, you know, they got a lot of friends. Hold on, let me put you to the side. The pressure, you feel me? They're an athlete or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, like it's you can kind of feel it. You know, you know how it was when you was a young man. You start hanging out a little bit more. You had more friends. People want to have overnight, you know, sleepovers. I think that's really this kind of appropriate time. You know what I mean?
Kareem, what you saying, man? Talk to me, Ken. We ain't gonna let you be quiet on this
man,
one.
I disagree, yo. I disagree on this, man. You know,
Okay,
I feel like with videos and everything else, with like Cardi B, all these challenges, everything else, and all that kind of stuff. I think as men, I think as women in general, we have to start early. We have to, I don't know, I know a couple of you guys that's on here. Me personally, Mario knows me for some years. I started having sex when I was 9 years old. And my parents didn't have a conversation with me. They did not say anything to me, but I grew up in the hood. And as me growing up in the hood, I wasn't the person that initiated the sex. It was this girl that was 11 years old that was fully developed that said something to me. So at the same time, I think we should start as early as our kids can understand certain things, especially when they have TikTok, when they have YouTube, when they have TV, and they busted this and do this. Oh, this girl has this one, or this guy has this on. This, that. We should show them early, because if they know that it's not something that they want to do at an early age, they won't have to worry about it when they're a teenager. A lot of times when you teach something to a kid and say, no, this is bad, it's locked in their head that, oh my God, this is bad, I'll do this. Some boys I have here, I talk to them on a regular. Their mom talks to them on a regular. They're not trying to have kids. And they also try to make sure that they take the step, go ahead and make sure they don't have until they feel that they are ready in some form of fashion way.
I think first of all, you guys all are hitting on some great points.
Yeah, I got a great rebuttal to that. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna wait my turn.
You got okay. I truly believe that if you are the parent, you should know what level of maturity your child is at. I truly believe that I don't believe it's necessarily a popularity contest, because here's the thing: you can have your child can be attractive but not be popular. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe you need to focus on how mature is your child. What are they watching? How are they talking? What are they into? And that's when you know, okay, this is the time I need to gauge or engage a conversation. Anybody else want to? Let me let him rebuttal real quick. Go ahead, Keith.
No, because he was talking about the Cardi B's and whatnot and the examples given to women, and just for that argument, there's the opposite argument, because you got to understand, like, women like Megan Thee Stallion and these city girls, they're out here preaching and on their music and lyrics now. Now, you're not getting me pregnant. Now I gotta get this money. I gotta get this bag. And now these younger women are like, okay, bad. I can't get pregnant at 15, 16 if I'm trying to get to the money. If I'm trying to be a Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion, if I'm trying to be like the city girls or Nicki Minaj, like a lot of them now, or then they're rapping their lyrics. They're saying now, condom on first, this, that, and the other, and it speaks to a lot of the women coming to the forefront. So it's a small rebuttal, but I like that point, because you did make the opposite point, but then also these women that are in the lead are also saying, now, if I'm gonna be successful, if I'm gonna be a boss bitch, if I'm gonna be, the female in the lead, I can't be getting pregnant at a young age. I can't be doing all this. And I think a lot of these younger women now are finding it to be getting pregnant kind of being a lame thing. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you're gonna stop my growth.
Okay. Do good. What's up, man?
Personally, go ahead.
What's up, big brother? I missed a lot of it, bro. I was switching computers.
This is the hold on real quick. So it's only fair, man. It says this is the question right here, bro. This is what we talking about. How do you know when your child is age appropriate to talk to them about sex, man? What you think about that, man?
Shit, the same age you started. I started by 12, 13. So
okay.
And it was glorified with us. I mean, most of the men out here look like this around my age. So what was glorified was grown women bringing us McDonald's to school type stuff. You know what I mean? So it was, I got into, my mama, bro, I was 15. This shit was 26, bro. And my mama beat both of us up. So at the same time, it's like, in these days, in our day, we didn't have all this. We didn't have social media. We didn't have, so these kids are light years ahead of us. So we thinking like, just cause my boy 12, I was doing this at 12. These kids on something else, bro. And it's hard to keep up as a parent, bro, because you got all of this social media, man. All your kids, it's a necessity for them to have phones. Everybody's grinding, so you got to get your kid a phone. You got to make sure, like, when they gone, they can reach you at all times. Like, when we were coming up, bro, the world was just like,
you know, you can walk down the street and ain't got to worry about nobody picking you up in a van. Now, like it's too fast, bro. So I mean, I don't really blame parents no more because I know me, man. Like I know me, bro. My parents was kind of like the best. Even though my daddy was a dope dealer in the streets, I never saw that. I learned about that when I got older and left. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no his pants sagging around us or bro. It was stiff. Y'all know them OGs. They was stiff.
Yeah, start your archie.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They was
let me do something real quick. Listen, gentlemen, I really appreciate, and I think it's just out of respect for me and also yourselves. Feel free to jump in there. Like if it's something you don't agree with, jump in there because I don't want the conversation to slow down. So anybody else that
stop trying to cause a nigga moment, sir. Stop trying to cause a
I'm trying to make sure that you got because I want to make sure that you guys, everybody get a chance to say something.
Let me hit everybody at once. Let me rebut everybody at once. Steve.
Okay, talk to me.
I don't think there's an age appropriate thing. I think we need to ask our kids straight out. Are you having sex? My oldest son is 17. He's been having sex for a year. I gave him the talk at 15 because at the time I asked him if he had sex, he said no, but he was liking girls. And my 13-year-old son, he was there that day by default, so he got the conversation at 11. I don't know if he's sexually active because I had asked him because he's just 13, but we actually have to ask. And as far as saying that they're light years ahead of us, the technology may have changed, but we had porno magazines and porno tapes and scrambler boxes and shit back in the day.
Now.
So.
Shit.
Go ahead, brother. You gotta hold your finger up. Talk, man. Say something.
That was it.
I'm talking about Blake. Go ahead, Blake. Say something.
Well, we did have. I forgot about the magazine.
Thanks. They had to use them so long.
Man, I forgot about the damn magazine.
But that's what
Blake, you muted. Blake, you muted. We can't hear you.
You guys got me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Blake.
I'm not muted.
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm not muted.
I can hear you now.
Okay, my experience with my daughter, I mean, she's 7 now, but you start to introduce concepts. You start to introduce concepts to them. So when she be talking about people that she knows, and they say her mom, and I say, well, is her dad around? And, you know, she says no, and I would be honest with her and say, you know, me and your mom, we didn't do things right. And, you know, we had a baby and we weren't married. And we didn't know each other very well. And I've talked to her at that age. The biggest thing, you know, when you guys have social media, you have to be the primary influence of your kid's life. You can't allow them to be steered by Stallion and, you know, MTV, ET, and what the fuck ever else is out there. And the more you get to know your kid, the more you can see changes in their behavior. When they want to ask you a question, I notice the tiniest things about my daughter, and I know something's bothering. Of course, it's not sex yet, but when that time comes around, and I know that she's, you know, of the age and in biological maturity, that it's something that we're going to have to talk about specifically. But like I say, you start to introduce concepts over the years to say, you know, this is why me and your mom made a mistake. This is how we screwed up. We didn't do things right. You have to get to know somebody. It means a whole lot more than just a child. You have to have a good environment. You know, she knows all this stuff. It's really not that hard, but people don't have time, or they don't want to be uncomfortable, or they don't want to be the disciplinarian or the person to bring reality to the innocence of their kids. I mean,
right.
It's a necessary evil. You got to do it.
No doubt. No doubt. Good point. Good point. Let me get to this next question. I got questions. They sent questions in. I got questions. Do you consider your young son versus your young daughter having sex to be different?
Oh. I'm gonna take the one who didn't speak on this first.
My daughter's 2, so I don't have to think about it.
King, talk to me, man. You quiet. King, come on. I'm picking on people now. Let's go.
Well, first of all, before I get to the question you're talking about, I actually have 4 daughters,
Wow.
Now, my two younger daughters, how the way they introduce pregnancy, they says those they say things like, "Daddy, where do babies come from?" And they be having these little baby toys, and that's how they introduce to it about that. So I just explained to them just the simple concept of it, where they can understand it. But my oldest daughters, them the ones who I have to have that tough conversation with, actually explain to them about the whole purpose of sex and everything. Since you're a woman, you are capable of becoming pregnant. I remember the first time when I had that conversation with my daughter. She's 12 now, but I had the actual conversation with her when she was 10. And I had to explain it to her about the concepts about it, explain to her that I honestly had to do a daddy moment. All men are dogs. I just have to do it. But
I agree,
overall,
bro.
I explained to her the concept about
now that's a question in itself.
I had to explain the whole concept about that. Now I do have a 17-year-old son too, and this brings us to the topic of what we're talking about right now. Now, the topic with him is kind of different to me. In my experience, it's different with him versus when I had this topic with my daughter. With him, I had to go into about him. Don't get a girl pregnant. Use if it happens, use protection. I didn't scare him from it because I know that since he's 17, he's having these conversations with his friends. He's saying all these different things, and he's saying all these different things that he's experiencing. So I know I can't be there to tell him all the time. So it was better for me to be truthful and honest with him and tell her everything that's going on. Like, hey, if you do this, you need to protect yourself. You need to do these different things. If not, that this was going to happen. You're going to get this girl pregnant. You talking about you want to go to college. If this happens, you ain't going to be able to go to college because you're going to have to be a father for your child. You're going to have to give up your dreams. So what you want to do, you got to step up and be a man and take care of your responsibility, period.
Okay, good outtake. Let me get somebody else. Come on, talk to me. What y'all think?
Just to piggyback off my man's there, man. Like I said, I do too. I also have a 15-year-old daughter, and I started talking to her when she was 10 and 11 actually, and she would ask me like, why you and mom broke up, and then she was interested in these little boys, and daddy, why all men like that? Why? I said, listen, and I think for me personally, it's both installing fear in both of them, and then also educating them at the same time. It's like for my son, it's like, son, I want you to smash everything because I don't want these females to be able to hurt your feelings. And then for my daughter, it's like, daughter, don't you touch shit.
So
these gonna hurt your feelings.
So basically, it's a different psychology,
right?
And I think that a lot of men do have a different type of conversation, which leads me to the next question that I'm gonna jump into in a second. I believe there is a different psychology depending on whether it's your son or your daughter. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And I know this may sound crazy. I think there is a level of acceptance to a certain degree when it comes to your son getting someone else's daughter pregnant versus your daughter being pregnant. I think there's a different psychology and there's a different level of acceptance.
Well, first of all, you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna try to get married, and the daddy responsible for the damn wedding.
Right.
That's the first thing the motherfuckers try to do. We're gonna get married.
Fuck. Kareem, what you think, man? Kareem looking at this like, I'm about to say something. These motherfuckers fucking up.
Listen, man, I got a daughter. I got 4 boys and 1 girl.
Yeah.
Ain't nowhere in the world. I mean, like, I talk to my kids on a regular basis, so I kind of know what their mindset is. Right. As we go through and have conversations, it is a double standard. Someone said it's a double standard, and it is. My daughter, I talk to her a little bit different than I talk to my boys because daughter is built like her mother, and guys, look at her differently than my 12-year-old son or my 12-year-old, my 13-year-old son, or even my 20-year-old. So at the same time, her being 16, 17, you have guys like grown men trying to holler at her, not realizing that she's her age. Constantly reinforce how she is, her understanding of what's going on, and then make sure that her mindset is, even though that she's getting the attention, which a lot of women care for, hey, don't worry about that attention. Focus on school. Let's get everything straight for career-wise. And then once you have that in place, now you're having a kid, you're having a family. Now you don't do stuff out of steps.
No doubt. Anybody
just
want to touch on something?
I just want to say the double standard is we tell the girls congratulations and we tell the man to man up or you done fucked up. That's the double standard.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that comes with pride too, because we look at our boys as being the fruit of our loins. So we want them to mimic us. But the bad part about it is that if we were terrible men, and we trying to have our boys to mimic us, that's what the disparity right there.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. So this kind of feeds into the next question, which I believe we've already started kind of tap dancing on. What would be your first response to your teen son getting someone pregnant, or your teen daughter saying she's pregnant? What would be the difference?
Can I be completely honest?
Straight up. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Y'all ready?
100. Do it.
Listen, son. Is she interested in an abortion? Because we ain't got time for this. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it $1. And people gonna hate me. They're gonna say this, that, and the other. But I'm like, son, listen, this your one mulligan. This your one Groundhog Day. This your one do-over. Hey, talk to her. Because let me tell you, once you have a child, it is, I ain't gonna say it's a wrap, but your chances of doing whatever you think you're gonna do in life gets a little bit slimmer. And I'm gonna pass it on. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
I like it. Somebody come on, jump in there.
100%. I agree with you. I'm gonna say, son, we talked about this. You know better. You see what.
I don't really know why
would you do this?
Go ahead, Blake. Go ahead, Blake. It's like a serious lag with Blake.
Yeah, Blake got a serious lag.
All right, so
I'm gonna
throw this earlier when I said we was trying to mimic, the boys was trying to mimic the father. Let's say, for example, the girls is trying to mimic their mother. Now, what if their mother encouraged the girls that you need to lock this dude in and not have the abortion?
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely with you on that. There's always a counterbalance to it. But let me tell you, as a father, all of us have been men, and we didn't been in that situation till, man, if I can get this start over. You feel me? Like, I love my son. Don't get me wrong. But boy, I tell you. But I'm not trying to dominate the conversation, but I'm just saying.
Oh no, you good. You good. Out of all the love in the world I got for you, I can't let you dominate the conversation. I can't let you do it. But I love I love the feedback right quick. Right. I need to get down there to the bottom to the superstar. What's up, man? Let me get this out your face so you can talk, man. Come on, bro. I'm trying to get everybody in this conversation, man.
I'm really like, I got 5 boys and 1 baby girl. And
avoidance is the biggest thing here, but I don't know why we see sex as far as our sons and our daughters any different. It means different things, but it's equally impactful upon our kids' lives. It's a whole nother level of trust and relationships.
Blake, where you come from? It's a lag. It's a lag on you.
That boy just came in there just clean.
Go ahead, dude.
But yeah, bro. I try not to separate my message because there's like too much stress on me. Like, if my daughter get pregnant, because I break it down to me. Once I had kids, bro, I considered all the possibilities. Like, this can happen. I can preach to my daughter this. I can preach to my sons this. But we all know we done talked about drugs since don't do this. We all smoke weed, probably. You know what I mean? So it's like you're going to graduate towards what's more appealing. So, whatever. So it's one of them things that like in our culture, bro. Your parents can preach and preach and preach, but since the beginning of time, what's more appealing is what we're gonna go with. I don't give a damn what they preach to you. I don't care if they tell you that they've been telling us about age since we were little, and I got 6 kids. So it's like, yeah, because the feeling of no rubber is great. So we going with what we. So when it comes to my kids, bro, I kind of like I don't preach the action. I preach the consequences thereof. Son, it's more than just sticking your penis in a girl. Don't you see how much pain I put your mother through because she loved me more than I loved her? Don't you see her tears?
What do you say?
Yeah, so I mean that's what I preach, bro. I don't even focus on the sex part. That's gonna happen. Okay. It's gonna happen.
But did he say because your mama loved me more? That was fire, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
That was fire.
That's I tell my 15-year-old that all the time, bro.
That was fire here, bro.
Kareem, talk to me, Kareem.
Yeah, let's get it.
Come on, brother.
Hey, man, I was waiting to hear it, man, because I was looking at your question, and I'm like, he touched on it exactly. The very first thing I would tell him when we were dealing with a pregnancy is like, look, nah, hell no. I mean, you have so many things that you have to say, but at the point of their pregnancy, you have to guide them on the pregnancy. I don't believe in the question, so I won't preach that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'll have to guide them once you get to that step. If you already taken that choice and decided to get pregnant, now all I can do is be who I am, the dad. Hey, now as a dad that's now a granddad, I have to guide you on the path that you wasn't ready for. And let's look at all these men on here right now. I had my first child when I was 20 years old. I thought I was ready, but you're never ready for a child until you have that child. You have to learn as you go. You don't come out the womb knowing how to be a father. That's an on-the-job experience. So at the same time with this child that's now having a child, it's going to be the same type of thing that's going on. Yes, we might agree. Yes, I definitely would agree. But at the same time, as being who I am now as a man, now I have to be a granddad and show my child how to raise a child. And he or she has already seen an example of what I've done, but they also need to focus on now this being that they have to take care of is the most important thing in your life.
No doubt.
That's why I agree with the brother when he said, "Can we get an abortion? Can we get a do-over?" And that would go. I would say that for any young person, male or female.
No doubt. I see this in several different ways, fellas. First of all, the 3 things that I would probably harp on is, one, I would let my teenager know that there are 3 things that's going to increase or that need to increase. 1, your finances. 2, your patience. And of course, 3, your maturity level. I think that when we talk about teenagers, we talk about young people that are not developed. So when they're not developed, that means they're going to do a lot of immature shit. That means the things that you would normally go do all day, like play video games, not clean up your room. There's levels to this shit.
Yeah, all that's done.
So you're going to have to clean up your room because you can't have that baby just crawling around on the floor.
And Christmas presents is out of there.
That's my man cave now because you got to get an apartment.
The financial obligation. Now, here's the issue. First of all, at the age that I am, I don't want to be a granddad before my damn time. I'm still trying to enjoy my life. How selfish of you to put me in that position. How selfish of you to put me in that position. Let me bring Blake back on here real quick. But I feel like a lot of teenagers think that.
So what's appropriate granddad age since you threw that silly term out there before?
I don't think it's a silly term, but I think that a lot of people. It's like this. Once I raise you up to a certain level, I'm trying to get you ready for college. I'm trying to get you ready for life, and it's discouraging for me.
Question.
God damn it, shut the fuck up. Let me answer the question. I feel like I feel like it's disrespectful to me, and if I have a significant other, that we now have to deal with your child because you was out there wilding out and not focused on the things that you need to focus on. I don't know what the appropriate age would be. I just know that if I'm still dealing with you as a teenager, I don't want to deal with your baby as well.
Yeah.
I have to cover the financials.
But Mario, let me interject real quick. I'm gonna tell you what, but if I had a choice, who would I be more upset with? I would be more upset with my son.
Mm-hmm.
Because son, you got the dick. You got the sperm in your balls. Like this, like I can get mad at her, but then I'm also mad at you because I know how we can be. You know how we are, fellas. So, bro, what you telling me is you wanted it that bad, you knew what the deal was, and we done had several conversations. So, you know, I'm really more. I'm not mad at her. Again, us being all men, that's a female. She don't know no better, nigga. You do. You feel me? Like that's just where I'm at with. Like if I had a choice of being who I'm more upset with, I'd be more upset with my son. Because you know we talk about this. We talk about this.
What y'all think?
Saying women are stupid when we say they don't know better.
Nah, bro.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna go there with that.
He's saying they're more emotional sometimes and not.
Hey, I really need to say
not stupid, because they way better than us when it comes to that. But you know, emotional. You know, they'll follow a dude over the cliff. Emotional.
You know how these young ladies. These young ladies are growing up. They more fans of everybody. You know, they more. You know. Like, you know, our young men are being superstars and in high school and middle school now, and they got groupies now and all this other stuff, you know. So, you know, like Pac said, I don't rap for dudes, I rap for females. So females, they more, like you said, more emotional. You know, they more. I'm gonna hold my man down no matter what. You know that. You know, and so I'm gonna blame him because you manipulate that girl, bro. Like
I think you guys are making a great point, but I also think we need to look at something. I think King said it. You have to understand that just like in the video, the girl said, my mom was pregnant at an early age as well. So now when the daughter gets pregnant, this is what the mom does. The mom says, you know what? I'm going to treat this situation like I was in the situation. Either the support I didn't receive or the support that I should have received or the support that I did receive. Either way, they're putting themselves in their daughter's shoes. So now it's like I'm a little bit more sensible. I'm a little bit more giving. I'm a little bit more understanding. So whatever they are, it's the total opposite of what the father is thinking. Get an abortion. She's thinking, well, she just needs somebody to nurture her. She needs somebody to cuddle her. She needs somebody to be financially responsible.
She's condoning her fuck shit. She's condoning the fuck shit. Because she don't tell her you fucked up.
Go ahead, Blake.
I don't think that an abortion is ever a good choice for the psychology of the father or the female. But I mean, everything once there's a pregnancy that happens, you know, all the nurturing and stuff is kind of out the window. You've already fucked up your kid's life to a certain extent, and you know, you talk about, okay, she had the mother had a kid when she was 13 or 14 or whatever it may be. And now your kid's pregnant at 14 or 13 or whatever it may be. Well, you didn't change anything from one generation to the next. You didn't change how you were brought up, what was being taught, the structure of your life, the questions and answers and the conversations between your parents, not just about sex, but everything, life in general. I mean, I don't know why we hold sex to just pleasure. It means a whole lot more than that, and certainly kids mean a whole lot more than a decision in an abortion clinic. I mean, it affects you for the rest of your life.
That's what I was saying. Like, feeling good. That's what I was saying earlier, man. Like, we got to break it all the way back down to us. Once we have kids, we have to grind for the possibility. Like, we can't say, well, I feel like people only get mad when they ain't grinded enough to be able to support their grandchild. That's period to me. Because once you have kids, you're not with them all the time. Like, you cannot monitor their actions. I don't give a damn if you tell them, hey, don't do this, strap up, you know, respect that young lady. Man, look, once you make the baby without the baby crib, your life is in total chaos after that. And that's what I preach to my sons. You cannot make the child without having the baby's crib first. We're doing it in reverse order. I know I do. I had like shit. I just now working on getting a bigger crib, and I got 6 kids. Like, damn, I'm just running around being destructive. That was me though. I got destructive behavior. I'm okay with that. I said that I'm trying to change, but at the end of the day, it wasn't. I didn't have no examples on what marriage and what one woman looked like. So the thing all I can do now is the woman that I'm with. My daughter has to view her as an example. And I pull up over here, and this woman is always nagging, talking, cussing out, destroying their environment. And at the same time, I don't want my daughter to see how I mistreat this lady either. So it's only we can only do what we can do. We can't control our kids having sex. That's going to happen.
I think I don't know. I agree to disagree. I don't know if it's about saying we have to be with our kids 24/7. I realize that is damn near impossible. But shout out to the pandemic for trying to make that possible. You know what I mean? But I wanted to say this. I think it's an issue between some women, just like they want to be married, they want to have grandkids. And the thought about having a grandchild is like this amazing thing to them. So they're encouraging their daughter to go ahead and have a child. Because they know, just like you said in reference to grinding, they had the money. They don't mind saying, okay, I'm going to foot the bill as the grandma. For some young children, some teenagers, the grandmother is raising the child. They're raising the child, not the teenager. The grandmother is raising the child. So they're encouraging the child to have the baby. That's why abortion is out the window. However, you as the son of, the parents of the son, you're asking them about the abortion, trying to say, hey, you sure that's not an option? So it's a different conversation.
Right.
You know what household you're in.
Hey, Mario, I want to add to what you're talking about there.
Okay.
I think as children get older and they become more independent, mothers tend to get they lose some of their self-worth, some of their meaning. If the children don't need them anymore, they don't have to babysit them and pat them on the butt. And as girls get older, well, even boys, but as they get older, mothers lose their role and fathers start to take over. But I think you're right in that they kind of almost encourage lazily their kids to have other kids, because then all of a sudden, not only am I a mother again because you need me because you're in a bad spot in life, but I also get to be the grandmother. I get to fill the ultimate motherly role again. And not only that, but if a mother screwed up and got pregnant when she was a teenager, she's not going to tell her children, likely not going to tell her children, look, I screwed up. I shouldn't have done this. My parents screwed up. They shouldn't have raised me this way. We didn't talk about this. And she's never gonna check her kid and say, look, grandma and grandpa were wrong. I was wrong. Your dad was wrong. We did this wrong. She's never gonna say that, and she's gonna do it to cover up and never take responsibility. And that's why this stuff transfers from one generation to the next.
That's a good point, because now I see myself in my daughter, and I'm going to give her all of this extra support instead of saying, listen, maybe we should be focusing on that birth control that people are talking about in the comments. Maybe abortion may be an option. I don't know. It depends on who you are, your standards and morals. But I'm just saying, why repeat the cycle? There has to be an ending to the cycle. So that's all.
Hey, I want to add to that too. Now through the work that I'm a social worker. Now, another reason why many of them do have children like that is because of citizenship status. They know if they have children, automatically become a citizen of the United States. And I deal with this all the time. They do that, even with the parents. This will make sense, even with the parents having children at 13 years old or whatever, so they can obtain their citizenship status.
Good point. What I did, I just dropped the link for anybody that want to join the panel to kind of get their points across. So feel free to jump on the panel if you want to.
Kimberly Esperanza says our parents loved and instilled fear. I don't think you can fear somebody that you love.
Well, see, in the black community, they disagree with that.
Well,
I'm on the side with you, but in the black community, that's what we were taught and that's what we were raised. And
well, can we break the cycle?
My mom, I was no younger.
No, I love my mama, but she raised her hand.
Teen pregnancy happens to be highest in the black community, so.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this question.
The status actually changed. It actually changed.
This is gonna be good. Should there be a cap on the support a parent gives a teenager who is pregnant? Why or why not? Should there be a limit of support that you should provide your teenager?
No. I think you continue to guide. No, there are some limitations. There's some limitations because you can't stay with daddy 2 years and you're 21 now. That's not. So I think there's a cap.
Anybody else? Before I give my little tidbit, come on. Where you at, Superstar? What's up? What you doing over there, bro?
Man, I'm doing so much right now. What was the question, bro?
Read the question on the screen. If you look at the goddamn screen.
Should there be a cap on a supported parent give a teenager who is pregnant? Nah, bro. Shit. You gotta go with your move. Like the worst thing you can do is isolate them. Like at that point, they're already pregnant, bro. To turn away from them, that's double stress. Now you erring on the side of fucking murder. Because you can lose that kid now. Like, so it's just one of them things where, hey man, you gonna be the parent, but I got you. Like I ain't, it ain't gonna be I'm gonna turn away from you and leave you to do this by yourself. Nah, the world too crazy for that. I got you.
Yeah,
you're going to be the parent. I ain't babysitting so you can go party. I ain't gonna happen. Yeah, man.
Hey, look, because I know how they go.
Christmas gift shit. It's out of there. Going to my grandchild now. So so it's yeah, man. But I gotta be there though.
No doubt. What you think about that?
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, I agree with. Yeah, I agree with what he's saying. But however, there's some parents like I was mentioning earlier about being grandparents. They don't want that responsibility to raising the kid again. So they're thinking that that's selfish of them for them to bring that child. So therefore, they immediately cut their support from them right in and there because they don't want that responsibility. Therefore, they leave that child by themselves to raise a child.
I tell my kids all the time. I tell other people like that too. Your ass got to get old one day. You twice the baby, once the man. So you turn around, you turn your back on your kids if you want to. Yeah, you're gonna need that support one day from grandchild and mom and child. You got that circle comes back around. So we always say what goes around comes around. So why would I disown my child or don't give them support because they done the same shit I've done?
Okay,
it only take this much time.
To me, whatever the circumstance is, you can't ever make them dependent. You can't do things for them that they can do for themselves. And you have to make them work towards an independent lifestyle, a plan that actually works and is sustainable. A situation that they can handle on their own. You can't be the crutch for them. You can't allow them to be dependent, whether it's on you or the government or whatever it may be.
I think the younger the worse it is. Like if they
I ain't even gonna lie to you, big brother. I don't want to cut you out.
Go ahead.
If my daughter brought a child here, bro, that's gonna be way different than my son. Because my daughter came here, right? Bro, I'm gonna cut. I don't give a damn. I'll be the best daddy. Man. I ain't here to cap. I ain't here. I'm baby girl. Come on, we're gonna do this together. Because at the same time, you don't want to lose baby girl. You don't want to lose your son.
Nah, you don't want to lose your daughter.
You don't. No, baby, you got pregnant. I get it. I understand. He ain't pull out fast enough, baby. Let's rock. Let's go. We're done. Period. That's my child. I couldn't look myself in the face and be like, I turned my back on my seed.
So I that's just you got what you guys are saying. I totally like. It's portions of what you're saying. I totally agree with, but I like what Blake said in regards to
absolutely
ensuring that there is a plan of action in place. Like I am not about to be the parent of your child. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set boundaries. So therefore, you can parent with assistance. But I don't.
Your boundaries didn't work before the person got pregnant. You need to push them to not have that child.
Shut the hell up while I'm talking, bro. You gonna interrupt?
I mean, I'm just saying. Them my first 4 words in 10 minutes. I'm through.
No. Listen. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying it's like they said though. If that's your daughter. You're not gonna let your daughter suffer. Like you gonna do whatever you can. But the thing about it, I think, like Blake said, are you going to empower her, or is she going to be okay? Now go apply for food stamps. Now go try to get as much government assistance you can. Go move into Section 8. Are you going to send her down that road pushing her, saying that that's tough love,
or
or are you
send her
going
to
to
the
say,
abortion clinic road.
Go ahead, bro. I'm gonna jump in after you.
No, go. I'm gonna be quiet because
somebody said baby girl. I don't know. Somebody said baby girl. She ain't a baby no more. She a young. That's my baby forever. I don't care if she's 60.
Yeah.
50. That's my right.
That's my like right now to my I think as men we all low key want to be heroes to our daughter.
Man,
we always you know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, baby girl, I'm not gonna treat like I'm trying to be different. So even as a black father, you make a mistake. Guess what? I've been down that road. I've seen this story a million times. Okay, this is how we're gonna handle it. Because that's really your job as a father. You just problem solver. So guess what? This problem
fix it, man.
We gonna rock out, bro. Like it ain't no question when it comes to baby girl. It ain't. Right. It's not. Because I know where they can end up. One child, one mistake, one child can turn into 2 by another nigga.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna really put the onus on y'all right now, and I'm gonna see what y'all gonna say, ladies and gentlemen. In the comments, I want y'all best feedback right now on this one right here. Here you go. I should have had a drum roll. I need to get a drum roll.
Are parents to blame for teenage pregnancy?
Parents to blame for teenage pregnancy. Let's have this conversation. Feel free to jump in there. Go ahead.
No.
Still playing. I ain't there all the time. I'm probably
they're not to blame for the pregnancy, but they're to blame for the teen actually having a child.
I can't be there with you.
That boy that we gonna say. Like we tuned in, man.
How you gonna blame me, Mario? I can't.
I don't
know. Hey, baby girl, here's the dude get pregnant.
No. I ain't blaming you, motherfuckers.
Come on, man.
Okay, so just to be an antagonist. So I'm just to push this conversation forward. I'm gonna say yes. You are to blame. Why? Because boom, you have them in that environment to where that's the culture. Like or boom, you didn't break the cycle, or boom, you didn't have enough conversations. Right. So I'm not saying this is my belief. I'm just paying the antagonist as a person sitting there going, you know what? I do believe you are to blame. Why? Because you weren't successful enough. You didn't move out that bad neighborhood. You didn't you didn't put her in that great school.
Now, Miss Christie said something that was very important. Yeah, if you allow your kids to have company of the opposite sex, and you allow them to close the door, and you allow them to be off where you can't see them, even with the birth control thing, it psychologically messes me up because it's saying if I put you on birth control,
right,
it's like I'm condoning your actions.
Hey,
it's like I'm saying, hey, here you go, just in case you don't obey me.
Teacher responsibility.
I'm gonna say something.
That's the other part of responsibility.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna mess y'all head up. I know a woman that allows her son to smoke weed in the house, and she said, well, I would rather him smoke weed here than smoke it with somebody else. Hold on. Not only smoke it, but provides him the weed. That's one. So I know a woman that allows her daughter to have sex in the house because she's in a safe environment. Setting the safe environment for her child.
Jail.
So I'm
saying there's
that child pornography, bro. That damn that sex trafficking. What the fuck?
Well, I'm just saying there's people out there that figure, okay, well, if I can control providing the atmosphere, providing the narcotics, then as a parent, I'm doing the right thing.
Only stupid women think that way. Don't no man think like that.
Hell, now that's weird. I can't
do it.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
No.
I'm at the crib with my daughter in the other room getting drilled. Hell,
I can't work like that.
No, bro.
My son either. My son can't fuck in my house.
My son can't man.
Hold on, wait a minute. Somebody hit on the head. Friendship parents.
Right. My son can't fuck in my house.
Hold on. I'm gonna go to the club with your parents.
No. And you gotta even be careful with the same sex visiting nowadays. Am I wrong?
True.
Because man, my daughter, when my daughter first went to middle school, it was normal little girls when she was in elementary. Okay, little braids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, I dropped off in middle school, then picked her up. Man, it was all type of dykes walking her with a bag and shit. I'm like, who is that? Oh, that's my friend. She gay. Oh, she not gay. No, that mother.
Hey y'all, it's only fair. Let me. Okay, Blake, go ahead. After that, Kareem, say something, man. Talk to me. Go ahead.
I want to say from the time my daughter was a toddler, I referred to her as young lady. I never called her baby girl. I never called her sweetheart. I never called her, whatever. I referred to her as young lady. And I ask her questions all the time. We'll hear something on the radio, right? We'll hear Ariana Grande or any other woman that makes crappy music. And I'll say, do you like this music? And she say, well, yeah, Aubrey. Aubrey's her older sister. Aubrey listens to it all the time. Now, my daughter's 7. So I'll get the music up on my phone and we'll watch the video. And I'll say, do you like the music? Yeah, it's okay. And then I show her, these people are out there dancing. They're not wearing very many clothes. And she goes, ooh, I don't like that. And I said, what you don't like about that? Well, they're singing. They don't need to be dancing. They don't need to be dressing like that. That's gross. That's yuck. And we expand on the conversation. Now, she's only 7. Kids are smart. They can understand this stuff. They may not be able to verbalize it, but they understand body language. They understand what they're doing, why they're doing it. They're shitty singers, so they get up there shaking their ass.
But like I think you got to have a healthy medium in there, because you don't want her to judge people, to judge people. I mean, you can question the door, you can raise how you want, but for me, I look at that, I'm going like, well, dang, just because the video, I mean, it's cinematography, it's choreography, you know what I mean? Like, it's an expression of dance, like, I mean, I get it, I think there needs to be some rules laid out in between that,
But I kind of feel, Blake, though, because at the end of the day, bro, we kind of, and you made a great point too, big dog. At the end of the day, we programmed to accept certain shit. So if we just take the lady, what's the rapper, the heavy set, Lizzo, right? She was twerking at a basketball game. Mm-hmm. All right. So they say she had her ass out and kids was watching.
Right.
But you take your kids to the beach where there's more ass and everything else that's out.
Make that point, bro.
If we condone it at this place, to say that, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was just because she was big. That's it. If you had been a skinny girl, nobody saying shit.
Because she was at a basketball game and not the beach, sir.
It don't matter, bro.
She was at the basketball game and not the beach.
Your cousin family reunion. Your cousin family reunion. Do you go over there and be like, "Cuz, I got my kids with me"? No, you don't. Right. So it's just like she at a basketball game. She's an entertainer.
That's part of the problem.
What's the problem?
That's part of the problem.
No, I'm gonna tell you what the problem was. Let me tell you the problem was. The people sitting behind
it, you wear swimsuits. You expect to see swimsuits at the beach. You don't expect to see.
That's what I just said, bro.
You don't expect to see nobody shaking their ass at the basketball
what's wrong
game.
with it?
They got cheerleaders at the basketball game.
If it's wrong at the beach, if it's wrong at the game, why it ain't wrong at the beach?
Sir, it's called the beach. The beach is designed for you to wear swimsuits, not the basketball game. So we don't know what decorum is
gonna be, bro.
We don't know what decorum is.
A swimsuit has a purpose. A swimsuit has a utility. Now you can talk about a 1-piece for a woman, or you can talk about a 2-piece for a woman. But when you go to the beach, you wear a swimsuit because you don't want to be waterlogged, and you want to be streamlined in the water. That's why you wear a swimsuit.
Well, I ain't getting it.
I'm gonna pull my kid off.
This is how old I was today when I learned that.
I'm gonna pull my kid off the beach if I see a bunch of gay guys walking around in Speedos shaking their ass, and I'm gonna do the same if there's a bunch of women walking around shaking their ass.
That's what I'm saying,
appropriate. Bro. It's not appropriate anywhere. Okay,
that's why I'm saying we expect it to happen. See, we so damn programmed, like, okay, if it happens over there, it's cool. But since she did it at the game, there are kids at the beach, there are kids at the game. They're seeing this. You shouldn't be doing that shit.
We came to see. Had she not shook her ass at the game, the kids wouldn't have saw it. Them folk came to see LeBron James, not Lizzo shaking ass. She was the only one there shaking ass.
They go to the beach to see the water.
She was the only one there at the game shaking ass, though, sir.
We don't know that. That's what the camera caught.
Let me turn the tide on this real quick. Let's get to
the we wouldn't even say shit. They ran the lady that danced in the stand, and all the games I done been to, they just caught her. That shit goes on all the time behind the cameras. See, everything
are their asses out when they're dancing? The girls that you've seen, are their ass out like Lizzo's?
Did you see Rihanna, bro? That game she went to with the booty shorts on, you ain't hear shit about it.
Was her ass? Was her ass out?
Yes, I don't love it. You ain't hear shit about it.
Was she criticized?
No, cause she fine as fuck.
Yeah, I think the finer you are, the more you get away with.
That's the comparison I made. If Lizzo walked in there like that, oh my God, put that shit up. Rihanna walked past everybody. Dwayne Wade staring down there, fucked his marriage up.
Let me ask you guys: if you had your kids at that basketball game and she did that, what would you say to your kids, and would you say anything at all to them?
It's just me. If it's just me, people are who they are. I can't say, hey man, she's a fucked up person because she dressed like that.
Well, I mean,
no, like bro, you can choose. I tell my kids what I tell my kids.
They be throwing up gang signs. They be cursing.
Like this, is why I tell my kids: you attract the energy that you put out. You can. That's her. If baby girl, if you want old grandpa and them got family coming at you, where your ass at?
Yeah.
You know, son, if you want to attract this type of girl, well, go down there with your pants sagging and flashing your money and shit.
There you go.
If I go down there dressed like a square, I'm going to attract a certain type of woman.
Let me
turn
the dial a little bit. Let's get to
the we family. Don't turn us down. Come on.
No, not turn it down. I want to turn not turn it down. Keep the same volume.
I'm loving y'all.
I want to turn it to the next question though, because y'all got a lot of energy and I like it.
I love y'all.
I like this question too. Explain your thoughts on the statement: kids raising kids in today's society. I'm gonna let King say something. King, like you ready, bro?
Hey, who is King? I can't see the name.
King is at the. Let me put him in the middle. I'll put him
in the middle. Okay, gotcha. I'm trying to.
Right here.
Right here.
Gotcha.
Oh, now he down.
Well, yeah, I'm in the middle. Well,
go ahead, King.
I want to address the other question because.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
The last question that you mentioned, right? To be honest, it really contradicts everything what we said in the beginning, because if all agree that we're going to have our son's section, we all agree that either our daughters is going to be on birth control or to have an abortion. We all agree to that, right? So we all agree to this certain plan. So if another parent also have another plan too, saying, hey, I'd rather for my child to be in the household doing whatever, that way they're more in a protected space, there should be no issue behind that. What we're doing, we add the stipulations to the narrative now, you know what I'm saying, versus, hey, if I'm going to be 100% for my child, I'm going to be 100% for my child, period, no matter the situation that's being presented. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it as.
Facts. Yeah, I'm sticking 100 with it. I'm saying I have standards for my child. I set standards for my child. They don't have to listen to them, but shit, I'm not going to keep rescuing them from their mistakes. So let's say I set boundaries and guidelines with them after they have this first child, and the second child comes along. What are we supposed to do then? Are we supposed to constantly enable them and allow them to keep having more kids, or when do we cut the cable? Because I will cut the cable. Nobody is exempt from being cut off in my life, including my children.
Now that's I respect that, bro. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to go out of my way to cut my kids off.
Right.
You know what I'm not going to just. I love what you said, bro. That shit.
Where did I say go out my way? I said where do I stop? If I ride with them through the first kid, and they bring the second one on, where do I draw the line? Do I wait to the third one? Do I wait to the fourth one? Because every time you keep hanging, every time you stay there, that means you're enabling them to continue to have more kids. You're not teaching them responsibility. They know they can always run to you.
Is it teaching them responsibility or forcing your narrative of responsibility upon them? Instead of allowing them to make their own decisions.
Yes, it's teaching them responsibility, because apparently what I've instilled in you hasn't worked, and you decided that you know better. So you have to go now and do what you think is best for you and your family.
But what I'm saying is, what if they're not dependent on you? What if they raising their kids the best what if they doing right? What if they're raising their kids without you at all? So why are we even drawing the imagination that I need to draw a line? If they're raising their kids, ain't asking you for nothing, they got their own stuff, they got their own car.
That's totally different.
Yeah.
That's totally
so you
different.
saying
We're
they
talking about
teens?
teens.
Yeah.
He said they living in the hive. We're talking about teens.
You got right. I forgot, bro.
You right. You right. 100%.
You right, bro. I forgot when we're talking about teens. You right.
So, kids,
like I said, if you Mario, type on YouTube teen moms, and just see how many chicks pop up with channels.
Oh,
they got more than one kid. They're still in their parents' house and they got more than one fucking kid.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you on drawing that line like that. I was thinking like, damn, what if they got?
Like I said, it's a cap. It's a cap for me.
I'm with you on that, bro.
I hate to hear this.
When you hear that narrative of kids raising kids, kids having kids, what does that mean to you all?
But let me speak to that for my man's get started. Bro, our parents raised us for a world that no longer exists.
Mm-hmm.
That world they raised us for, that shit don't exist.
That's a good point.
So now we finna sell our child. Hey, or you got to go out there and figure this out by yourself. It's a whole new world. We still trying to figure it out as grown-ups, as 30 and 40-year-old men.
Fact.
So to say, hey, now you're 18, 19, 15, 16, you got to figure it out on your own. We in trouble. Like somebody just said, we literally blind leading the blind out here. Don't nobody know. Life is passing us by. People dying every day. Like I just buried my brother-in-law, 30 years old. No complications. Corona got him out of here. So it's like, damn, the world that we came up in, we kind of, in our neighborhood, we kind of know what to expect. A gunshot here or a robbery over there. And now you just don't know. Like you don't know. It's just a whole new world, bro.
And like I say, just to piggyback off of him to keep the conversation going, he's exactly right, because now we got cyberbullying and all this stuff going on in school, and then like limitations online and this, that, like like it. Fuck getting pregnant. How about having social media and sending naked photos at a young age and shit like that? Like this is getting crazy. Just to piggyback off of him.
No doubt. I want to say this.
Go ahead.
I'm hearing a little bit of this in the conversation, not a lot, and I don't want to belabor the point, but whenever our kids do something really, really good in this society, we want to take credit for it, right? Whether they're teenagers or 10-year-old or 30 years old. But every time they fuck up, it's their fault. And it goes the same way with pregnancy. They're our product. If they screw up, it's your fault. You didn't do something right. And you got to look in the mirror and you got to reflect and you got to tell them, this is what I didn't do right. This is what your grandparents didn't do right.
Blake, you standing on that?
And here's the other thing that I'll say. The world is no different. And the reason the world isn't any different from 1960 to now is because people are still in it. People haven't changed.
The economy has changed, Blake.
Huh?
The economy has changed.
Go ahead. Let you finish your thought process.
I like that, Blake. I like it.
Go ahead, finish your thought process.
People haven't changed. The same things influenced people back in 1960 that influence them now. Whether it was a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 in the front seat of a Chevrolet Monte Carlo, whatever it may be. You can find sex, you can find need, you can find want, you need to get attention. You can find drugs, you can find alcohol, you can find all that stuff back then as you can now. People have removed themselves, let electronics babysit, and haven't taken responsibility for not only the parents' actions, grandparents' actions. You haven't taught shit to your kids. You got to be honest. You have to take responsibility for all your faults.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying all day. Like, if they do get it is like, it's not my fault that they got pregnant. I wasn't there to hold your hand, but at the same time, it's my fault on a bigger scale. So I'm going to take responsibility and not turn away from you. Like, I didn't tell you to go over there and do that. I told you not to, actually. So the to say that I'm supposed to be everywhere that you are, or because I don't whoop my kids. I don't. I feel like if I have to beat you, I failed at communicating with you. That's just me. Like, that's just me. But at the same time, it's one of them things where you cannot be everywhere they are. So don't be so hard on yourself. Like, don't be like, man, she got pregnant. Oh shit, I failed as a parent. No, you did not. You said what you said. You told them you did all you could do was explain to them. Don't do it. Don't.
I just want to go on record. If my teen gets pregnant in my house, I am forcing them to have an abortion. It's just that simple. I forced them to come home and abide by a curfew and do other shit else. So why wouldn't I impose my will on something that's gonna fuck their life up?
Cause she got parents, and you can't force them.
Well, that's the only thing. That's the only thing I can't control is the boy. But
That's
my
right.
daughter, I'm forcing it. I can try to talk to my son and impose it.
You talking about?
Yeah. I can push my son to try to have them, but I can't force his hand. But I would definitely sit down with the young lady and him and tell them the same story, though.
Definitely got to put that.
I don't know what that girl's parents may do.
Let me harp on something real quick. Jeremy says, "How's it our fault when we talk to them about it? You warned them, and you still and they still did it." Let me tell you something, man. Make sure that your significant other is on the same sheet of music.
Okay.
Make sure that your significant other, that I don't care if you gay, I don't care if you straight, whatever it is, make sure that the other person is promoting the same narrative that you're promoting for your young child. A lot of people, they get stepdads, they get stepmoms, and they may be telling them, if you get pregnant, hey, I'm here for you. So there's no consequences to this.
Oh, the stepdad said you get pregnant, I'll be here for you. You're a stepdad.
Exactly. So they may tell themselves, well, if I got pregnant, I'm good. However, if you have two people that saying, look, if you get pregnant, that's on you. However, we know in the back of our head, we're going to help them, but you still have to place that confidence, that level of responsibility. So I totally agree with Jeremy. Like, hey, look, I think the conversation needs to be had with your spouse so that way you can understand where we at with this conversation. Because I can't get with her or get with him on an individual or collective level and say something different that you're gonna say something else when I'm not around. And I think that's a lot of confusion for kids too. Like the mom saying one thing, the dad saying another, and these children are confused, and now they're stuck with a child. And the other person that helped them get the baby, they nowhere around. The dad is frustrated because now he's taking on more financial responsibility. The mom is thinking that, you know what, I see myself in my daughter's shoes. So now it's like, we just need to give her support. Let's stop talking about all the other stuff and just give her support. And the dad is frustrated because he has to now say, well, damn, I got to take care of this household and now an extra mouth to feed. Y'all talk to me. What y'all think?
But like, here's the thing, bro. It don't even matter if I respect what you said, so I'm not.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Say your thing.
Even if your significant other is not on the same page as you, the kid is going to always go with what's appealing. If they want to do that, they're going to do that, bro. It's like drugs rape my entire family. I don't smoke. I don't drink. To this day, because it wasn't appealing to me to destroy me like that. Now, I do other shit. I followed after my uncles who had multiple women pregnant, who had multiple women at the same time. That was appealing to me. So what do? How can you make life not appealing and still raise a healthy mother, child, father, son relationship?
Well, see, that's why I make the statement. No, that's why I make the statement, and I frown up a little bit when Blake says that the world is the same. And man, maybe at its basics, yeah, but man, with technology speeding everything up, pulling a click away, you know, jury and everything is a click away now. It's for me, it's just not like I said, I understand what you're trying to say, but I just don't agree that it's the same world. Like we have to preface our kids a little bit more, and we can't take as much responsibility because it's so much they can get into.
Well, it's definitely not the same.
You have to talk to your kids and be honest with them.
For the simple fact, when we was coming up, you couldn't say you was homosexual.
No.
Now it's everywhere.
You could say it.
You every female best friend.
If you could say you were homosexual.
I'm not saying I judge. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
if you couldn't say that, explain how San Francisco existed. Explain how
San Francisco existed in small portions, though. Like you couldn't come out with
big home red hat. You know in our culture.
Do me a favor, hey Kareem, jump in here, man. Jump in here. Let me hear your perspective on what's going on, Kareem.
My man says San Francisco.
I'm just saying. San Francisco been gay a long time.
The environment now is different because of technology. The way technology is, I think that you have more access to everything. I think our kids have more access. As kids, I mean, one TV in the room. So at the same time, my kids have phones, they have access. So I've been having and being able to see these things, YouTube, TikTok, whatever the case. We have to be able to talk to our kids, but just like someone said earlier, we can't sit every time, and we don't know what they're looking at all times. You know, I have boys, and I know what boys do. They look at stuff they're not supposed to be looking at. The same stuff I was looking at when I was a kid. There was a magazine or something. It was a tape or something. You know, so right now, you know, it's different because, and Blake, I understand exactly what you're saying, man. I hear people are going to be people. That's why we still have racism right now. But at the same time, the fact of the matter is, as men, every single time we have a talk like this, we have to take it to our children. And we have to share it just as much as they see TikTok. We have to incorporate the conversation. We don't have this conversation when we
you don't have to let your kids on any of that shit. You don't have to let your kids on any of that shit. You buy the phone that they have access to.
You're absolutely right. You don't have to
shit
let kids on.
But then if you let them go to a sleep over, the other parents let their kids go. It's no way to protect.
But you have to remember, our kids are not around us 100% of the time.
In school,
so they're gonna see it. We want them to see it or not. Yeah,
I think that you all.
You gotta remember, it's virtual right now.
I think that you all make a very valid point. I think I agree and disagree with Blake. I think the world is the same, but I think the influencers have now increased. That means if I'm in New York, I now know what's going on in Inglewood. If I'm in Inglewood, I now know what's going on in Louisiana. So now I'm influenced by more. You know what I'm saying? Like we talking about San Francisco in reference to just being a small margin in reference to the LGBTQ community. Now it's everywhere, and I have access to all the communities, and I'm influenced more. And as you have those influences, that's where you come out and say, you know what? I think I'm bisexual now. Or I think I'm this now, and I think I'm that now. So it's same world.
That shit either in you or it ain't.
And that's my point.
I want to say
this. If it's either in you to obey your parents or it's either in you to rebel. Period. Right. That's my point.
So let me keep this real quick. Blake, let me jump in real quick. So when I was younger, I would be a terrorist at home. But when I go to my parents or my mom's friends' house, I'd be a perfect angel. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, so when I was at home, she couldn't even control me. She didn't know what was wrong with me. But let me step outside that house. Oh, Marquise, yes sir, no sir, yes man, no man. It was the fear of I was at home. I'm used to this, but once I step out, I'm following what you told me to do, and that came from just getting in trouble a whole bunch and causing a lot of ruckus. So, you know, I say that to say like, you're right. You're not around all the time. You're just not around all the time.
Man is always right. Good point, Blake.
What'd you just say?
I said the white man is always right. Good point, Blake.
Yeah, man, I love him, bro.
I want to hit like three things real quick, and then I'll shut up.
Go ahead.
First of all, one of the aspects to teen pregnancy, whether it be females or males, is not enough attention, not enough positive attention. Mm-hmm. I think that, you know, if you're in your home and you're spending time there and your kids are in the house, you don't allow them to sit there with electronics in their bed. You talk to them about their day at school. You make dinner with them. You talk to them. You sit down and you color. You do the dishes together. And all the while you're having a conversation. It can be about anything. It doesn't matter what it is. But girls go out and sometimes they get pregnant on accident. Let's call it accident. Sometimes they do it intentionally. Not only are they looking for attention from the boy that they're screwing when they're not supposed to be, but they're looking for attention that they'll get when they have the baby. Everybody will give them a shower and I'll pour you, or you're going to be a single mom, or you're going to do great. Oh, we'll help you. Now you get to go to the government and sign up for this, and they're perfectly fine, and you get to stand in line and get free shit and all this kind of stuff. What you didn't get as a kid, and what led you football game. Ignore me. And what led you to that situation repeatedly over and over again and getting pregnant at a time when you were immature in your mind, not very mature in your body, and certainly didn't know the consequences of your actions. You got exactly what you wanted. You got attention. You got attention, positive. Now, Christy Walker is in the comment over here, and earlier she said something. Your world is not ours. I assume she's black. I don't know what the hell race has to do with any of this.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think we're talking about. I don't think we jumped into different communities. I think we're talking in general. So, yeah, let me do this real quick though. Let's jump to this next question.
You know, black women are angry.
Number nine. Do you think that homes with one parent versus two parents make a difference when it comes to preventing teen pregnancy? What do you think?
Yes.
I think that goes along a lot with what Blake just said in regards to the attention and having both parents around in reference to more conversation, communication. So I definitely agree that piggybacking on what Blake said. But Trey, let me get some more from you, bro. What do you feel about number 9? Instead of just saying yes, give me the why.
Nah, I said yes. Stats show it. Like I'm not saying that you have to be married or both parents have to be in the house, but having both parents actively teaching that child it definitely shapes that. Okay. You got two parents, as he said earlier. As you said earlier, if you got both people on the same wavelength, whether y'all in the same household or not, preaching the message 9 times out of 10, that child is gonna listen.
Okay. Is that how everybody feel on the panel? That's everybody feel like the same thing?
Nah, bro. I mean, I agree to a certain.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing.
But at the same time, man, it's hard, bro. It's like I fear if my daughter runs.
I got 4 baby mamas. I understand.
I got 3. So I feel like if my daughter run into a dude like me, at the age I was, because my grandmother asked me a question one day. She said, "Can your daughter bring you home to meet you right now?" At that age, it was hell no. But at the same time, I was appealing.
Good ass question.
I was appealing. I had the cars, the SRT8s, the candy paint, but I attracted those kind of women.
Exactly.
But at the same time, my father got out of jail, started preaching it. I was still a young age. I had sex at the church. So it's the child. They can put the law down, period. The fucked up thing for me was
9 times out of 10,
all I knew, but I don't agree with the 2-parent thing, because if I grew up watching my mom and daddy go hand in hand, we'll never hit each other, but it was rah 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 and fucking.
Were they teaching you the right shit? Though?
I said I saw it, bro. My mama set my daddy on fire when I was 10 in front of me.
I said, were they teaching you the right shit?
You can say what you want. I'm watching your actions. You say don't do this, but you set him on fire in front of me.
Do as I say.
That's what ruined us. Do as I say, not as I do. Hey, Dad, hey, don't do drugs. Why, Pops? Because I said so. Hold up.
Let me expand on that.
The blunt up in front of me.
Yeah. Good point, fellas. Good point. Go ahead, man.
That doesn't work with kids. Kids want information. They want to know why. They always want to know why. You can't say because I said so. It doesn't work. You have to explain to them all the aspects, all the consequences, why this is good, why that's bad. They have to know and understand the world that they haven't experienced yet. You have to tell them why this is bad, how it's going to affect not only you, but your family, the kid that you're going to have, your circumstances surrounding everything involved.
That's what I was saying, Blake. That's why I said the world is different, bro. Because we grew up, my mama say this, that shit got to happen. I say this now, my kids looking like, well, Daddy, you saying this, but I see you doing that. I want to do that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's obvious we have to be the example that we preach, but you also have to tell them why.
I agree, bro. They were dictators, religious.
Our parents were trash, so it's kind of a good thing that the world is different to where our kids are requiring us to actually be parents and talk to them.
And that's why I say I don't whoop my kids. I got my ass tore off the bone for you.
I think anybody that is still trying to say I am trying to raise my children like I was raised and put the fear in them. The issue is that a lot of kids know that parents are just motherfucking crying wolf. So they not scared. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll just take that ass up and still go do what they're going to do anyway. So I think Blake has a great point when he talks about you have to communicate. However, the thing about it is when you get to a certain age, especially if you saying, I'm like my daddy or I'm like my mama, then you expect your child just to respect you, or you're going to put the fear of God in them. But it's not working. You see
I give you a big example, big bro.
Go ahead, man.
I raised my kid, my 15-year-old son. I didn't raise, I like guns. So I didn't raise them. I didn't have them in front of them. They in lock cages. In that movie, I done killed 3 people. So me and his mama was debating, should we let him see his daddy in that role? She said no. I'm looking at it on the point of I want him to see, hey man, if Pops can do this,
yeah,
you can too. But when he saw it, he immediately want to pick up a gun and be like his dad.
Yeah.
So I said it was the daddy that say, son, don't do this, man. Don't treat that young lady right. Why is that young girl sending you pictures? I don't condone it. That daddy is not cool. But the one on TV that shot 2 people,
yeah,
that's exactly what he went to. And it's
You showed him it though. You showed it to him.
I cannot deny it, brother. You're right. I showed him for a positive, like daddy, that you know where daddy comes from. I done took you to the neighborhood. You done saw
look at my hard
roof.
work. Look
You done saw my roof falling in. You done seen where I came from. You done saw holes on the floor. This is where we came from. This is where I'm at now. It backfired on me, bit, but I can't even lie.
Well, next time, stop it at the point where you about
wait. This was a movie, right?
Yeah.
Stop it at the point where you about to do some fuck shit. Just
movie.
that you in the movie.
Yeah, I ain't take my kid on no mission. We ain't sliding.
So gentlemen, this is the last question for the night. I know I've had you guys for a long time. I appreciate it. This is the last question, ladies and gentlemen. I want everybody to really, really give their feedback on this question before I let you guys go. Number 10, how does the sexualization of women in media play a role in teen pregnancy? What do you guys think?
How does the sexualization? I think women are way too over sexualized. I ain't gonna lie. That's just me. Everything they were, girl, you fast. And no, motherfucker, my daughter ain't fast. You just attracted the young girls. I'm not playing with you.
They're fast. They're fast.
My daughter?
They're fast. If us as men know that it's sick people out in the world, why would we allow our people to appease themselves to those sick people?
Why do we allow them to go outside and go to school? Their teachers sick.
We don't have to. You don't have to.
We allow them to go to church. We allow them to go to school, and the preachers fucking little boys.
But so you can homeschool them though.
I damage them in another way. I'm not smart enough to homeschool. That's just me. There's professionals up there that do that. My job is to put your manners in place so that you respect that teacher. So to say that just because my daughter wore her shorts a little too short, some motherfucker supposed to come up and sexualize her and say she ready for that combo? No, hell no. No.
I think you both. I think you both, as a father and as a spectator or a bystander. Well, you both fathers, but I think you both are promoting 2 different narratives.
Right.
One, I think.
Can I say one more thing, bro?
Go ahead.
It's like this. I don't even wear gray sweatpants out in public because I know what I'm working with. Who's out in public? Little girls. So their moms and their aunties make it a thing. Oh, it's gray sweatpants season. I don't even play that shit because I know my shit gonna show. And I don't know.
So why would you not tell your daughter not to dress like a skeezy if you ain't going out to let girls see your print?
Shorts was a little too short. It's in the eye of the person. I can see a little girl over there with little shorts on. That don't mean she's fast. She's just a little girl with shorts on.
But listen to what you said. You said you will dress modest because you don't want people ogling at you. Yet you would tell your daughter you can just wear what you want to so people can ogle at you.
I don't tell my daughter nothing.
No, I know. I'm not saying you said, but I'm saying that's like how is it that it's okay for you to know if I wear something, I'm gonna get a certain look, so I don't do it, but you wouldn't promote that to your daughter.
Bro, this is okay. I get you, big bro. This is what I'm saying. If you're a weirdo, you're a weirdo. She could be fully dressed, fully clothed. Could be sweatpants with a hoodie on. Some weirdo is gonna X-ray that. So that's what I'm saying. No matter what women wear, if they run into a weirdo or a rapist or that kind of person, it's going to happen. So saying, Mama, you saying Rihanna or Lizzo was this because she wore that, that's fucked up. She could be a good person at heart. She could be the sweetest person in the world. It's like it ain't no different than wearing short and them tights that show that old knuckle in the front.
Oh, moose knuckle.
Yeah, it ain't no different. So I mean, if I'm weird enough to approach a woman because I see her moose, that make me weird. You know what I mean? Like there's no way we can.
That makes you a man. That don't make you weird. That makes you sexually attractive to a woman. That's
hold on. I think I understand what you guys are saying. My piece is this. I think that children, people should wear age-appropriate attire. And if you allow your children to wear attire that may be considered a little bit more sensual or older, then they're going to attract more attention.
Considered by who?
Listen, no, by you, the parent. You judge what your children wear.
You saying appropriate clothing. Who's the appropriator?
Shit, little boys will want to come at her too. She just gonna get sexual attention from everybody.
Whoever buys the clothes mandates what clothing is worn. I believe that.
This is my thing.
Talk to me, bro.
When it comes to my kids, I only stay with one. So
okay.
I tell their moms, hey man, I'm not there. You're there 24/7.
Right.
That's your program. By the time if my daughter came with me from her mother, and her mother thinks this is appropriate, what am I to do? Like, what am I to?
Exercise your pants, sir.
Okay. So this is where the tough love come in at. There is no way in fucking hell. If you, as a man, say, bro, I love my daughter, I respect my daughter, but I know that ain't right. I'm not going to just say because she's with the mom and she comes to see me if the mom thought it was okay. If you feel like as a father, it's not okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm with you. That's why I said earlier.
No, I don't want nobody to look at this and be like, I shouldn't sit on it. My
parents. So that's what you're supposed to do. You ain't wearing that shit with me.
That's what I'm on. But
okay. Ain't you supposed to cuss her motherfucking mama out and say what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not saying curse her out. I'm not saying curse her out. What I'm saying is we should.
It works.
My baby mama shoot.
Yeah, my baby mama.
Everybody baby mama ain't the same, but you can't curse everybody out, man. I'm just saying I want people to leave this situation with a little bit more guidance, and I think you guys have provided.
I asked for just guidance, brother, because I'm like that. I'm hands off when I don't see them. Like I mean,
my last statement would be, and I'm sorry to jump on you, Blake, but my last statement would be, nobody has the answers. My thing is try to make the best decisions possible, and then whatever in your life that you didn't like or you wish you could change different. You try to put that guidance into your kids too, but just I don't have no answer. Like he said, don't let your son or don't let your kids be on electronics. My son in there on the damn YouTube right now, but at the end of the day, it's different sides of parenting because the rest of the day we're together, we're talking, we do all these different things. So I'm not gonna say he's wrong. I'm just saying try to do it as positive as you can.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I got.
You talking about talk to her mom.
Just anything. Like if you don't like the clothes, or if you're okay with the clothes, if you don't want the boy, anything you do.
Yeah, that's why I asked who's who
Yeah, like
consider it, because when you with me, baby, it ain't gonna be what you do with your mom.
Right. Yeah, I'm talking about in general as a parent. You talking about it's positive guidance towards parents and giving some type of advice. My thing was just make sure you do it, whatever you're doing, do it in a positive manner. That's all I'm asking.
When I was talking about earlier, when we would watch these videos of these MTV stars and stuff, the reason that I asked her, well, do you like the music, sweetheart, before you even saw the video? She'd say, it's okay. I don't, Then we watched the video, and it was clear to her that they're doing that for extra attention. It's not enough that they made music. The music wasn't good enough. Now you have to add the booty shorts, and you have to add the leather, and you have to add all this stuff. That gets people's attention, and it gets it immediately. It's like a drug. You walk down the road and you see a girl, you can't help but look at her when she's dressed that way. But you have to ask your kid, is that how you want to relate to the world? Is that what you want? Do you get enough attention at home? Do you give your kids enough positive attention that they have to go out in the world and dress that way to get looked like a drug that hit? It's just like heroin. It's just like crack. It's just like meth. It's no different.
It's just like likes on Facebook.
Or can you teach your kid how to wash the dishes, how to cook a meal, how to dress appropriately, how to act appropriately, etiquette, how to hold a conversation, balance a checkbook? Are these things more valuable, or is it more valuable for you to put on shorts that are halfway up your ass and to go around and be satisfied with yourself, to have people just look at you? I mean, what's appropriate for a kid to wear?
White man. That's why you have one baby mama and I got 4.
What's appropriate for a kid to wear is the same thing that's appropriate for an adult to wear. It's no different.
Yeah.
Hey, Blake, that's a lot of good insight. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow these gentlemen to do a round robin, give their last tidbit where you can find them at. And then I'm going to close the show out with my little dialogue or whatever it gets to be. I'm going to start up here at the left with Keys, and we're going to work our way across. And then as they finish, I'm going to go ahead and knock them off the screen. Go ahead, big dog.
Anyway, great conversation, guys. Sorry for my all views. You can definitely find me at Man All Podcast. Find me on all platforms. We talk shit. Come through. I would love for you guys to join us one day.
Hey, type it in the chat for me, bro, so I can follow that real quick.
Big facts. But that's it, man. Just MHN. We're about to fuck. We talk politics. We talk everything. We good friends with Mario. He's more the serious side of what we do. but anyway, yeah, I enjoyed it, and I look forward to following you fellas too.
Hey, Keys, before you leave, man. Hey, listen, I'm gonna say something probably after every one of these gentlemen go, but the Man Hell No podcast, even though he said I'm more the serious side, they really give you the fundamentals of everything. They talk about everything across the board. I want Keys to basically give you guys the dates and the times and exactly where they can find you. Because we're
on YouTube at MHN. You can find us Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. We go live. We like I said, we trying to get more fellas. The women following is off the chain.
No doubt.
We trying to get more fellas in there to argue because I'm more the antagonist. You know, I'm more women ain't. We don't really believe that, but women love to fight with people who believe. You know how they are. They like Doug. You know, you see what I'm saying, Red Hat. You see what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. But that's what we're trying to get them in, man. And we're growing. And like I said, I think this is the new wave as us as parents and us as grown-ups, you know, communicating with each other for better parent. A lot of points that Blake said resonated with me. A lot of points that King said, a lot of points that you gentlemen said resonated with me. And then, you know what? I'm implementing. I just yelled at my damn son to get in the goddamn shower. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Get your ass in the goddamn shower because we ain't being trifling. I'm raising a man.
No doubt.
So,
No doubt. Okay. All right. I'm gonna knock you off the screen. You ain't got to leave, though.
Okay.
All right, big bro. I'm gonna go with Trey. I'm gonna jump down there to Trey. Trey, tell them where you can find you at, man. Any closing words?
Money Boy Trey, one word, TR3Y on our platforms. Go subscribe, especially to my YouTube channel, or you ain't black. And to my brother above, the one who said, what should you do? If your baby moms are rational people and they're not wretched, they will understand that what you're trying to instill in your daughter as far as what they're wearing is in their best interest, and they'll follow your lead.
No doubt. Good thing, bro. Hey, so you said to follow you on YouTube, Facebook?
Money Boy Trey.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay. Cool.
Money Boy, one word, TR3Y.
No doubt. Make sure you put it in the link, man. Make sure you put it in the chat.
All right.
All right, brother. All right, gentlemen. Hey, viewer's choice. Which one of y'all want to go first?
It's all good, man. Hey, man, great discussion. Hey, Blake, man, you really held your own, brother. So I appreciate that, man. A nice perspective. SOI Duca, like I said, man, this SOI stands for Speak On. I'm real controversial on my pages, and you know, I'm an actor by trade, or music engineer by trade, or the actor secondly. You can follow me at Speak On It Duca _Duca on all platforms. Speak On It _Duca.
No doubt.
Appreciate you for having me, big brother.
I appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you very much.
Yes, Lord.
All right, bro. Big Blake in a bit. Listen, before Blake say anything, y'all, listen. I first met Blake on, I believe it was Money Boy Trey platform. It was I forgot what all the I remember the topic or whatever. I thought that this gentleman right here held it when not just held it.
I got a love-hate relationship.
Definitely. I would say that. I definitely would say that. But I would definitely say, because I never really said this to Blake or whatever, I believe that he's intelligent. I believe that he brings something to the conversation that forces you to either understand different perspectives or just run away. So I really appreciate the tough conversation, because I think Blake changes the narrative of just saying, I'm just not going to let you say anything. You're going to have to back it up with certain types of facts and statistics. So, Blake, the floor is yours, man. I'm going to be quiet.
Kids are kids. It doesn't matter where you raise them at. And they're little people. They're little adults. They're not stupid. They're just inexperienced. And you have to explain the world to them. They're our product. They're our responsibility. And you have to treat them as though they're somebody that you're responsible for. You want to be proud of them. You want them to be proud of themselves. And you can't treat them any different. It's up to you. And I think as men, we give a completely different perspective as far as the world, language that we use, the ways that we act, the ways that we converse, the ways that we interact with the world. And our daughters and our sons have to see that. If there's fellas out there that you're having a hard time with your ex or your baby mama or whatever it may be, just know that your kid will benefit from you being involved in their life forever. And you have to keep that relationship pristine, and you always got to try, guys. It's going to keep you alive in your darkest days. I swear to God.
No doubt.
That's all I got to say.
No doubt. Do you want to, you said you was working on your YouTube page. Do you have like an Instagram or something that people can follow you at or something?
No, I'm a tech Neanderthal. You could look me up on Facebook. My name's Blake Barber. I'm thinking about. I want to talk to you and Trey about the ways that you interact with the tech and stuff like that. But I definitely want to get a YouTube channel and kind of hit it hard. I want to name it Barber Pole, and I want to get like an interactive thing with a whole bunch of stuff. But anyways, that's a little bit down the road.
No doubt.
I appreciate it, Mario. I really do.
Hey, man, thanks for coming through, man. I'm definitely going to invite you again, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I want to give you a lot of credit because in the past things got heated between me and you, but I give you a lot of credit for inviting me up. I appreciate it.
Man. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night, man.
You too.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. For those people that are having concerns in reference to teen pregnancy and don't know how to sit down with your child or whatever case may be, feel free to reach out. I put the contact information to all the people that was on the actual panel. Feel free to reach out to them. I think that a lot of insight was given tonight. I know that there are people right now dealing with that very issue. And it's difficult. It's a tough conversation because nobody wants to be the parent that wants to shy away from their child or wants to bully their child to make a decision in regards to teen pregnancy. However, decisions must be made, and you have to be willing to have the tough conversation in a timely fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to take this and I want you to share this with a friend, with family members. Hell, share with your enemies. This is not just about promoting tough love. This is just about having the difficult conversation and seeing different perspectives. I know that there were a lot of females in the chat room, and they were saying, hey, what about this or what about that? And they were agreeing to a lot of things. Again, this was to empower us and to encourage us to have the conversation that we need to have in regards to teen pregnancies. I would just say this across the board. In regards to teen pregnancies, there is a financial responsibility. And I don't believe that teenagers understand that. I would tell you to break down that narrative. What comes with this baby? Okay, whether it's daycare, whether it's Pampers, whether it's milk, whether it's just daily responsibilities, you need to make sure that your children know what comes with this responsibility so that way they can make the right decisions. Because everybody, again, they won't be allowed, your kids, your teenagers won't be allowed to continue to do teenage shit. Now they've kind of jumped into the hyperdrive of saying, I have to do some adult stuff and I have to make adult decisions moving forward. That means having protected sex. That means coming home at a reasonable time. That means being respectable of your parents' household. That means keeping things clean. You know what I'm saying? Getting a job, understanding finances, saving, fixing your credit. So set the stage to have that difficult conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'd like to thank everybody for rocking with us. Everybody that likes, share, please subscribe. I'm on all social media aspects. Mario J, Tough Love Podcast. Until next time, I want you guys to be safe, and I want you guys to adult up. Peace. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Y'all be safe. I'm out of here. Peace.